Seeing this, Rick, is George Soros giving basically his insight for the entire year. He watches, according to his staff, like a hawk, the financial markets, the politics, anything that's happening in the world, and he saves it all for this speech to begin the year, not just for investors, but for the leaders, basically, of the countries that are going to enact agendas, especially out of the World Economic Forum. Specifically, George Soros noted that the ongoing trade war and arms race between America and China has just begun. It's not going to be ending anytime soon. And specifically, President Trump and President Xi, because those men and their upbringings, President Xi coming from basically a family that was exiled originally from the Communist Party and has risen to the top, if not lifetime position of the government of China, and then President Trump, a man who's driven by ego, pride, and power. That is a recipe in Mr. Soros' eyes for a world war.
All right, let's watch this first video from the George Soros speech last night here in Davos, Switzerland.
President Trump is a con man and the ultimate narcissist who wants the world to revolve around him. When his fantasy of becoming president came true, his narcissism developed a pathological dimension. Indeed, he has transgressed the limits imposed on the presidency by the Constitution and has been impeached for it. At the same time, he has managed to gather a large number of followers who have bought into his alternative reality. This has turned his narcissism into a malignant disease. He came to believe that he could impose his alternative reality not only on his followers, but on reality itself. Trump is willing to sacrifice the national interest for his personal interests, and he will do anything, practically anything, to win re-election. By contrast, Xi Jinping is eager to exploit Trump's weaknesses and use artificial intelligence to secure total control over his people. President Trump didn't have a strategic plan when he authorized the launching of a missile that killed the leader of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, Soleimani, and an Iraqi pro-Iranian military commander. But he has an unfailing instinct that tells him how his followers will respond to his actions. And they are now jubilant. This makes the task of the Democrats who impeached him extremely difficult. The trial in the Senate is shaping up to be strictly pro forma because the Republican majority in the Senate has been cowed by Trump to follow him. Although the Chief Justice Roberts, who is presiding, may surprise us. At the same time, Trump's economic team has managed to overheat an already buoyant economy. The stock market, already celebrating Trump's military success, is breaking out to reach new heights. But an overheated economy can't be kept at the boiling point for too long. If all this had happened close to the election, it would have assured his re-election. His problem is that the elections are still 10 months away, and in a revolutionary situation, that's a lifetime. Taking into account the climate emergency and worldwide unrest, it's not an exaggeration to say that 2020 and the next few years will determine not only the fate of Xi and Trump, but the fate of the world.